Up guys, welcome to another YouTube tutorial for the Making Beats for Fun series. This is just a quick walkthrough for a track I did, instrumental called Drive On. It's a little Vert type beat. Was done in Reason 5. I'll be showing you guys how to do the beat pattern and show you how to do automation in Reason. I've been using samples from Producer's Choice or Loop Masters, and I'll be giving you the RNS file just minus the 2 samples in the beginning. Right, so we begin the track in Reason by creating a new file, and we have our mixer. So if you just activate these little buttons over here, you can take control of each individual channel for the bass and the treble, and then you move on to the redrum. So you right click and choose your redrum, and I don't use the built-in patches from Reason. I have my own drum samples. So we choose our tempo was 160 BPM. It was an 8-bar loop. Right click, choose your redrum, and then just below that right click and choose the M class equalizer. That way we can control each drum hit and tweak it however we want it. So starting with a kick, it's a 64 step in Reason. Press run. So the first 16 step, I have my kick on 1, 7 and 13 step. Dynamic range is medium. And moving on to 17 to the 32 steps, I have it on 5, 11 and 15 step. And to get the double hit, choose the flam and then just click your drum to get that effect. So 33 to 48 step, I've got my kick on 1, 7 and 13th step. Number 7 is again, it's got the flam on and dynamic range medium. And last 49 to 64 step, I've got it on 3, 5 and 15 step. Again on the 15th step with the flam. And then just my EQ just to take away some of the low ends, and a bit of EQ as well for the high range as well. And then moving on to the next drum. So again, you right click, choose your redrum. I have my own snare that I have from one of my sample kits, and again I've chosen 64 steps for the snare hit. So press run. It's on the 9th step and the dynamic range is on hard. 17 to 32 on 9 step again. 33 to 48 again 9th step, dynamic range hard. And then just the 49 to 64, I've got it on 3, 9 and 15. 3's medium dynamic range, and 15th as well. Alright, so that was 64 steps in redrum. Just below that I've added the M class equalizer just to tweak the sound a bit. So that's the kick and the snare drum. Alright, moving on to the last samples is the hi-hat and a vocal sample in there as well. So right click, choose your redrum, and for the redrum again just below it you right click, and I've chosen the phaser. So this way it will only affect my hi-hat and vocal sample, not everything else. So this one is on 16th step, and when you press run, so it was the hi-hat. I've got on 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 and 16 step. And what's quite good about redrum is each channel you can control the drum hit. So you got your level, your length, your pitch. And then moving on to the vocal sample, just on the 5th and the 13th step. So you can hear the phaser gives it a bit of a sort of an MPC type feel to it. So hi-hat, snare and kick drum. I've got them each on individual channels for the mixer as well, so I can control the bass and the treble here as well, but you have to have this little button switched on. Alright, and so we're going to be moving on to the sample. In my original track I used 2 samples from a sample pack, but on the tutorial that I'll be giving you guys, I've used a built-in sample from Reason. So it's the NN19 sampler machine. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to utilize the automation in Reason. So we just need to pull up our sequencer. Okay, so that's the sample using the NN19. Okay, so what you want to do is right click on it and say, okay, now let's first bring out the volume, so it's on 54%, sort of the level of it. I'll bring it down to 0. I'll right click and say edit automation, and once I press record and control the little fader, it will record whatever I do to it. So I'm going to press record. Oops, sorry. Take away the solo from that as well. Okay, so press record, and then you slowly bring up the fader. So I had it on 54 was the level. So that's pretty much how you do automation in Reason. So you right click, choose edit automation, and once you press record, whatever you apply to the fader, it will record that specific movement. So if I press play, and you can see where I bring in my automation as well. Okay, and then I had another sample in there as well using the NN19, a built-in sound. So I'll be giving you guys these drum samples and the 808 for your RNS file. And then my last sample in there was so right click, choose the NN19, and then I had a 808 sound, and just below that I've added this Scream 4 just to, I guess, level up the sound of the 808. So you can go to Window, Show On-Screen Piano Keys, and then if you choose your sound, so the 808 here, so if you add the Scream 4 effect to it, it definitely, you can play around with it and get all kinds of sounds from this effect. So yeah, 160 BPM, 8-bar loop. Oh, sorry, it's actually a 16 bar loop. So yes guys, I'll be giving you the RNS file for the original track that I did it first time. Was a little bit different, just with a different sample in the beginning. So try to recreate sort of a little Uzi Vert instrumental, and it doesn't matter which software you use, if it's Reason or Logic or Fruity Loops or Native Instruments Machine, just as long as you're having fun with the music and getting your track out there. So yes, I have the kick with the EQ, the snare with the EQ, hi-hat and vocal sample. It's got a phaser as well. There's another built-in Thor sample that I've added delay and phaser to it, and my 808. And yeah, I think that's about it guys. I'll be giving you this RNS files. Even if you use just a drum beat, I guess it's a good starter for trap instrumentals, I think. So if you guys want to know anything more, let me know. I'll put the link up for the RNS file, and then maybe show me what you guys can create with this starter track. That's all guys, thank you.